Hello and welcome to the Australia-New Zealand 4K Mania World Cup tournament. World Cup? No, just Australia-New Zealand. This is going to be an interesting match, probably the closest match of the weekend so far. We have number 8 seed Nator1 versus number 9 seed Hoolheyak. I am staynoidedd and I am joined by no one. It's literally just me, but that's okay. We are going to get started relatively soon. We're just getting started, but this is going to be, yeah, as I said before, insanely close match. Anticipated. I reckon both of these players are very closely skilled. With Hoolheyak probably getting more tournament experience, but Nator1 still being quite a dominant player when it comes to these more early week 2 early pools, which is a bit on the easier side. We just get started, and this is going to be our second streamed Group A match. So if you didn't catch it before, we had a match of Duka versus Rain, which ended in a 5-0. Hopefully this is going to be a bit more close, but GG to those players regardless as they move on with their tournament runs. But we're talking about Nator1 and Hoolheyak here, which is it's going to be insane. Both of these players quite good in the Rice department, but I feel like Nator1 does just have a slight edge when it comes to this SV we've got going on over here. But this is going to be a banger, as just to say. And I got no one to talk to with, but it's okay. Solo commentary is fine. As we head into, I think, we're going into our warm-up, I think, which is just for fun. This isn't going to be any points or anything. This is going to be relatively straightforward and just for fun. But this is going to be interesting. Both of these players are more inclined for Rice than LN, but both of these can do LN in their own retrospects. I do think Hoolheyak participated in Mania World Cup last year. Or this year, I don't know though, but regardless, this is going to be exciting. So I think we can go talk about the map pool a bit more now that I've already established and introduced the players. So the map pool is slightly easier than 40 Mania World Cup round of 16. Only very slightly though. We've still got some pretty hard songs. So we have 5 Rice, 3 LN, 2 Hybrid, 1 SV, and of course 1 tiebreaker. Our LNs, each LN is custom mapped, so we actually had Fevrex, Amethyrex, and Oct4 do the honors of mapping the LN's coordination density in the wildcard. And then everything else, we got permission from other charters and creators to kind of do everything here. We are not on Score V2 on this one, so just gotta make sure that's good. But yeah, we have a plethora of different maps at our disposal today. But I do believe both of these players are consistent enough to FC and then even double S a good majority of these charts. Nator1 is extremely experienced, been playing for over 6 years, and has kind of just returned to play this tournament, and he's honestly been really good at these more consistency score grinding, which kind of favors him in this regard, because Hoolheyak has been a bit of a tear recently with harder rice charts. Nothing to scoff at, but when it comes to an early tournament section, this is going to be a little bit more favored than Nator1, which is why he is only slightly higher in the seed. But yeah, as in general rule, this ratio is going to be the name of the game, and maybe some tournament nerves with a miss here or a couple greats there, but generally we're hoping it to go all the distance, because that's what this is all about at the end of the day. And then that is our end of the warm-up. Classic mint chart, love this one. But yeah, we're gonna really feel the intensity of this match today, and we already get sort of a glimpse into how this is gonna play out. Hoolheyak with slightly better ratio, but Nator1 with just like consistency, which really could pull him over. But as we just get adjusted here, we do get back to score v2. This is a nerve-wracking match right here. This is our regular bracket, so we're not going to see anyone get eliminated from the tournament just yet, but one of these players is going to have to go into the losers bracket, and then one of them are going to have to go and advance further into the winners bracket, where they'll verse against even more difficult enemies. But at this stage, we're just going to move on to our protects and our bans. So if you're not sure what that means, we have one protect for each player, which means they can choose a map from the map pool that they would not like banned. And they can choose which is their comfort pick and what they want to essentially get a point on. And then the ban is to cover their weakness or to ban their enemy's strong pick. So if they are good in like multiple songs, they can just like, and they protected one and they can ban the other one. And it's a little bit of a psych game when it comes to this, but we get onto the rolls. So I think, in my opinion, Hoolheyak is going to go for more of these mixed rice techie kind of picks. I feel like that's when he does best. And Nator1 is kind of the jack of all trades, master of none, but he's still really good at all of this consistency stuff. So eventually he will probably try and see if he can get the edge with these like LN picks, probably like the hybrids as well. But it's really anybody's game right now. And so we see the protects have gone out, and we are now on the ban stage where Nator1 has banned the SV. Despite doing well on Weeble Wobble in the qualifier, he has still opted to ban the SV, but he hasn't protected yet, Lamau. But he protects LN2, which is what I assume he'd do, protecting a bit more of the LN side, because I do feel like he just has a slight edge over Hoolheyak in regards to that, while Hoolheyak is a bit more inclined for those more Gracie, techie kind of consistent tech type picks. So we have protected LN2 and protected Rice2. Hoolheyak wanting to protect the consistency pick, that is like the easiest, the jump stream, the easiest chart of the pool. So he definitely wants to bank on him getting higher accuracy than within Nator1, which I assume is, I'd say it's a pretty good protect. Now, we're going to move to our ban phase, and it does seem that Nator1 wants to ban the SV, despite doing well on the SV in Weeble Wobble. Maybe it's just not his map. We're not comfortable with it, didn't practice enough. Whatever the case, it is banned. And we move on to Hoolheyak's ban, which I assume maybe LN3. He doesn't really want to go with that. Hybrid 2. Similar pick to LN3, just a bit more like the release techie oriented pick, but it's like slow and coordination focused. So he definitely wants to ban that. And we have our bans and protects done. So we'll get into who will roll first, who will get the higher roll, and we'll see what the first map of this banger match is. It is Nator's pick, Nator1. I think it was good for Hoolheyak to ban one of Nator1's hybrids, because I feel like Nator1 does get the advantage over these hybrids, and as I say that, he chose his hybrids 1, which I think will probably go to him, but we'll see. This is tournament, nerves, anyone's game here, honestly. This is probably the most anticipated and the closest match we're going to get all weekend. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But starting strong for Nator1 with a hybrid is a good foot to start on for the outcome of this match. If you get an early point, that really gives you the morale boost, essentially. And a good starting for how everything works here, but eventually he'll run out of those LN picks and we'll have to be resorted to the Rice picks if it ever gets to that point. But as we get started here, talk a bit more about this map. This map is a slightly edited version of the ranked version, so a little less LN usage, little just corrections here and there, suited just for this tournament. But generally, this is considered pretty dense. This is a density pick at the end of the day. It's going to be quite interesting to see how both of these players are going to handle as it increases in density and difficulty. While the BPM is quite low, do not be fooled by that, as this can get really bad. And we are not on Score V2. What the hell? Why are we not on Score V2? Interesting. So shortcuts are having a bit of a hard time right now. This is probably going to be avoided because it's not Score V2. So yeah, it looks like it's getting aborted. Yeah, it is a bit interesting. We'll try and set it up again. We apologize for that, but that is interesting. We'll just try and see if we can get that fixed. The shortcuts, the way we use it is chat for Osu, and the shortcuts can get a little bit finicky. So it is going to be kind of just to see if this can get worked out, but if it's not, that's kind of tragic, I'm not going to lie. Okay, retry, awesome. Sorry for the hiccup there. It's not an Australian NZ 4K tournament without at least one hiccup. It just has to be, you know? This is how it works. But yeah, as I was saying, this is a more density kind of pick. This is the LN releases. It's not too bad since it's hybrid. You can still kind of get used to it, but like still, it's not gonna be very forgiving. And yes, we are on Score V2 now, which is a good sign to come. As we get started here, both maintaining relatively high accuracy, but early days here, I say that a lot, early days here as we continue on. So yeah, this these mini schlongs, as you would call it, are scattered across the map. As you can see, they are always around, but always kind of just like not being too much of a headache, but still kind of being a little difficult to maintain. But we can see Hoolheyak holding the advantage here, even though it is Nator1's pick. It's showing to be a bit more comfortable, holding a mid-low 99.7 with Nator1's mid 99.5. But again, any miss here will turn the tide because just how close this score is by 2,000. So really want to watch out and make sure that there's no hiccups from either side. Otherwise, it really is over because most of these map pools are quite short. As we just pick up here, just a bit more density, a little bit of a jump trill here, split trill. They hit it perfectly fine. We just head to this little jack section to regain your accuracy. But yeah, Hoolheyak's running away with this a little bit as while Nator1 is catching up, it might be just too little too late in terms of how much there is. What went on there? I think that was the laser miss, but anyways, it might have been a bad as well. So we are not doing too hot as Hoolheyak kind of just maintains his high 99.7, while Nator1 is still kind of just stuck on 99.57. Unless any big accuracy drop happens, I don't think much is going to change, and the first point appears to go to Hoolheyak unless something bad happens. And there we have it. Hoolheyak winning the first point with an extremely impressive 992k, with a better AC, better ratio, better everything. Really just pure skill in that one. No score v2 shenanigans over there. But really not the start you'd want if you're Nator1, as that was your pick. And you need to be a bit better than that. But still early days. First point to Hoolheyak. It is now his pick. So we'll see where Hoolheyak will try and pivot this match here. And as I thought, yes, he's going to pivot into the rice category with rice 3, the mixed rice pattern. This is I think this has been picked every single time, no matter the outcome of the match, because it's just such a banger in my opinion. Probably one of the best and more polished charts here. All of them are polished, but this one is real fun. But this is the pivot that Hoolheyak is going on in order to get a break point and further extend his lead. He's going to attempt to try and at least get this point here. If he gets this point, a very good start for him. But as I said before, Nator1 still with the consistency demon. And yeah, this is going to be more close than most may realize, unless a miss happens. Hopefully I don't jinx anything. As we head into here, this is kind of an interesting map in terms of the first half isn't too bad, but it really picks up in difficulty as you get a lot more rolls, graces, and streams that are just a lot more unforgiving and bursty than the first half. So it's going to be really interesting to see how both players can handle it. Early 200 from Nator1, but just shaking off some of this tournament nerves as Hoolheyak holds a solid lead. yeah, real basic, real chill vibes here, which is a good opportunity for Nator1 to try and regain some of the app he's lost from that 200. And also just a chance for Hoolheyak to just get into the groove of things, feel the BPM, feel the notes, how this chart works, and get familiar with it, because we're in for a ride here, as it just keeps increasing in difficulty and it doesn't let go. Ooh, early miss, our first miss of the match from Nator1. Really not a good sign. This is kind of insane score from Hoolheyak, and 99.90 is really impressive, and as Nator1 tries to claw back his accuracy, the best he can hope for is just holding onto this combo and accuracy and hoping Hoolheyak kind of just misses or drops really heavily on one of these streams, but it's looking unlikely. We head into the second half, and yeah, it just picks up in difficulty here. We have next to no breaks as we just continue on and try and see if anyone breaks, but both holding well, but that miss and gray is just really not good for Nator1 right now. This tournament is really getting to him, and I would be too. This is an insanely close match. As he just extends his lead 13,000, still holding a high 99.8. He's really improved as a player. Like, I did say he was focusing more on pushing rice scores, but he still, still has it. And ooh, just 2 50s from Nator1. That's really just not well. And unless Hoolheyak misses a bunch, we did see in a previous match that did happen. And this may be the similar case, but from the looks of it, Hoolheyak still holding on. Really impressive. Perhaps a V1SS. His ratio is insane. I think he just PFC'd that stream. Oh my god. What an impressive score. And we head into the end here. Yeah, like, what can you do? 996k. Wow. What the hell? This is C9 and 8, by the way. These aren't even like our top seeds. We haven't seen our top 6 seeds, which is kind of insane to think about. That this is like the middle ground for Group A. Kind of just going to show that as we get further in, these harder map pools are just going to really test these players. But from now, it's kind of just act for them, and Nator1 trying to claw back a point, trying not to let this lead Hoolheyak extends further, picks his Protect, Assault Taxi, our density pick for the tournament in LN. Another custom map by our very own Australian mapper, Nator1. This is going to be an interesting one, because I don't think Hoolheyak is as experienced when it comes to full LNs like Nator1 is, but as we can see, Nator1 can hold on his own and probably dealing with the tournament nerves better than Nator1. So Hoolheyak really has a chance here to just extend his lead further and really just lock out any chance for Nator1. But this is still in the court of possibility for this match to continue further, as we all hope. But this is kind of just going to be the turning point, deciding how this match goes. Is it going to be close, or is it going to be a sweep? This is it. This is where we go. We just get into here. This is non-stop, 154 BPM, LN density. Really don't want to underestimate how difficult this chart actually is. But Hoolheyak has been on that improvement, so maybe he could get the over. And a couple of early 200s for Nator1, kind of spelling similar, what's the word? Similar. I've completely lost my train of thought. Anyways, we get into this. Both holding still act, but like these early 200s that Nator1 has is really not good. Nator1 dropping his act a bit, getting a good, so it does even the playing field a bit more, but Nator1 needs to really punch above his weight and stop getting these 200s if he wants a chance at getting his own pick. But as we see kind of a normality, as Nator1 kind of releasing a bit late. Maybe it's nerves, maybe it's his skin, whatever it is. Hoolheyak running away with it again, kind of just really, even if as he gets 200s, his ratio is doing a good amount of heavy lifting as he gets minimal 200 count, but unfortunately Nator1 kind of just getting a bit too many, kind of releasing late as it appears to be, as we just enter this halfway point. Oh no. Are we back? A bit of a stream lag for a bit, but we are back. Entering the final quarter of the map, Hoolheyak dropping a bit more, giving Nator1 a chance as the lead kind of slips just a little bit. But the stream is down, by the way, Epsilon. Oh, are we back? What's happening? We're back. Awesome. We're back. You didn't miss anything. You missed nothing. What do you mean? There was no stream delay. Lamau. But we enter the end of the chart, and that is unfortunate on Nator1's half. Just while both FCing, I see the number, I'm not saying it. Good accuracy by Hoolheyak. That's certainly a number. But yeah, it's kind of insane to see the performance Hoolheyak is performing, kind of punching up what I'd expect him to do. 485 300 count is kind of insane, to be honest, as he extends his lead further. And yeah, this is not really looking good for Nator1. But as we approach Hoolheyak's pick, unfortunately, it does look like the lead is slipping away. Chances for a comeback are possible, but Hoolheyak is kind of in the zone right now, and it does just appear to seem like he's got control of the match now, both figuratively and literally. Not a great start for Nator1, but yeah, as Hoolheyak tries to get into his match point, he will pick his Protect, which is a name I will not pronounce because I can't. But it's Jump Stream. You know it. It's Jump Stream. Need to rest my vocals for a bit, but the map speaks for itself. It's relatively easy, 195 BPM jump stream, no spikes or anything, no difficulty, just straight up jump stream, testing your consistency, testing your tournament nerves, and we've seen some insane scores. Just the match before, I saw Rain get 86 300s. An insane 997k score, if I remember correctly. But like, insane scores can be set on this chart, especially from Group A. So this is going to be one of them. So just keep your eyes out. I'd love to see this song on my build right now, guys. But we head into it. This is going to be interesting. There's like one jump show section which has tripped up some of the Group B players, but again, these are Group A players. These are a lot better at these kind of consistency charts because they've just been playing the game for so long. I think Nator1 playing for 6 years, Hoolheyak playing to 4 or 5. Both of these players just insane resume when it comes to their skill expression. But we get into it early days, but kind of the same thing where Hoolheyak is really comfortable here with a 99.96. As Nator1 struggles a bit, maybe hitting a little early, kind of off rhythm, but a still respectable 99.8. You can see why this is Hoolheyak's Protect, as he is currently just destroying this shot, eating out like it's nothing. We head into this jack section, followed by a jump stream. Let's see if they can hit it well. As we head into here, jump stream soonish. But yeah, these are very simple patterns, so not really too much of a problem here. But Hoolheyak, what are you doing, man? Hoolheyak? What's going on, man? Don't tell me you're gonna be Rain. Don't tell me. If you do, you're banned. You're too good, man. A kind of an insane score coming from Hoolheyak, going 99.96. Excuse me? Nator1 still doing really well with a 99.85. But unless Hoolheyak kind of like just dramatically fails, I just don't think I'm gonna see a recovery from Nator1 as we just head into the final bit. Still holding the 99.95. Really not much left to say about the chart, just the same of what you see. Potential 99.96, maybe? Oh my god, a 998k? Hello? What? I'm flabbergasted, honestly. I never would have expected Hoolheyak to perform this good. I haven't seen his consistency scores recently, and it shows. Wow, that was insane. And that is match point. We did say this could be potentially the closest match of this weekend so far, but from the looks of it, it's looking like a sweep. Although the maps have been close compared to the other sweep we had in this Group A bracket, it's still the same outcome. Both players double S-ing, but it just came down to the ratio, and the ratio spoke for itself. But as we finish, I feel like this is Nator1's final attempt to get things ready and get things done. He's on the back foot, so is he gonna go into more what he's capable of and what he's comfortable with, or, which is what I think he should do, go in LN3, because LN3 is LN3, and I feel like Nator1 can push above his weight there. LN1 choosing Bird Brain. Okay, coordination pick. This is messed up. Even Rain, who's seed number 4, so this is kind of an insane pick to go for, because this kind of just... What can I say about it? People have missed here, like a lot. People have missed here a lot. So if we see that trend, we could see a point for Nator1, but as it stands, match point. This is the final attempt. If Nator1 doesn't win this, he'll be sent to the losers bracket, as Hoolheyak will pretty dominantly show what he's capable of. So his future enemies and opponents will have to look out and just study how well he can play these charts. But we go here with Jamie Page, Birdbrain, our very own Australian mapper, Fevrex. Yeah. Kind of a dominant showing from Hoolheyak right now. So really interesting to see how it's going to go pan out. So yeah, as I said before, we've seen people miss a lot in these charts, but this could be different. As we can see, these LN coordination trips even the more experienced players up. Maybe because of tournament nerves, maybe because they hasn't practiced much, but essentially what you want to do here is not miss. But easier said than done. This is deceptively difficult. As we see the score be extremely even here. Voice crack at the age of 20, by the way. But very similar act. I think both of them dropped like 200s. So they're extremely similar act right here. There's a little long jack here before this loads up, but really interesting to see how this is going to go here. Yeah, that's definitely a banjo miss, surely. Yeah, that is. But slightly ahead in act for Hoolheyak. But oh, and it goes back. Never mind. Nator1 has the better act, so he definitely made a right choice, at least preliminary, to be better at this chart than Hoolheyak. But we are at the halfway point, and Hoolheyak has regained the act advantage. Yeah, really anyone's game right now, honestly. Very close in act, but yeah, Hoolheyak, he has like the comfort in knowing another banjo miss. He has the comfort in knowing that he's in the lead right now. He doesn't need to you know, sacrifice anything. He just needs to play what he can and just keep going. But with Nator1 playing with for his life on the line here, so he really needs to outperform or hope that Hoolheyak messes up a lot more. But this is getting very, very tight as this map kind of just repeats itself, but it's still a difficult repetition. And yeah, no one really missing. This has been a very stable match, really. Only one map that's missed, but Nator1 getting more misses, releasing later, but Hoolheyak kind of just holding on to it. This may be a sweep, and yeah, this is a sweep. Really good showing from both of these players, though. But it really just, at the end of the day, the consistency of Hoolheyak is really, really top-notch here. Really want to look out for you. Good game to both players, GG's. Both of them played out of their minds. But at the end of the day, Hoolheyak just played way, like, he punched up, really. But insane showing from both of these players. GG's to both of them. We do have another match. When do we have another match? In 5 hours. So it's going to be a while, and it's going to be Group B, but that will be our that will be all the streams for today, and then the rest will be tomorrow. Jokey and Obelius didn't happen, by the way. They're rescheduling, and we'll see that at a later time. Maybe streamed. Maybe we'll get to see the prowess of the #1 seeded player. So really interesting to see what's going to happen here. But all the cool, insane matches are going to come tomorrow, and we'll get one final match today between an old head and a new head. So always love to see those. But I've been staynoidedd. Then that's literally it. No one else could commentate. I'm the only one here. But really good showing from both of these players. And we will see you in 4 or 5 hours time for Nator1 and DDDD. Bye bye!